Well, I'm out here doing a hydraulic line on the skid steer. Got a little issue. I had a line leaking way down in the belly of the beast. You can't even see how far down. It comes from this drive motor over here and goes across. You can maybe see a line down in there, right there. Okay, there was another metal line and come across under everything and went up here. There was no way I could get that line out in one piece without removing a bunch of stuff. So what I done was I cut it in two with a little small tubing cutter. It had a hole in it right there just to the right of where I cut it at. That's how complicated this metal line is. Anyway, it had a hole right here. Well, what I do in this situation, and I do it in belly pans on dozers and stuff all the time, I go get myself a rubber hose made. You got to be a pretty good estimator to do that. I just took and had them put the straight end on first, and then I propped this up on the counter at the parts store in the position it was in on the machine, and I had them two guys to hold it, and I bent that hose around like I thought it would have to run, and then I had him to cut it and put the 90-degree end on, and I'm fixing to put it in here. I'm fixing to thread it through the belly of the beast here and hook it up and hope I was a good estimator this time. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna put the camera on a magnet here. See if I can reach in there good enough to do that. I may edit this part out, I don't know. This is not going to be fun. Leave. Come under most of those. Gotta keep everything clean. That's the problem. Keep from knocking the It's tough getting in there. That's the wrong wrench. There it is. I'm not going to tighten that completely up till I get this other side on. O-ring still in place. That's good. It's always nice. It's always tough getting these things started when you're in a bind. Come on now. I think I got it started. Oh yeah. We're in business. Can't believe the way I threaded it through the first time actually worked. You can always fast forward this if you don't like watching me bend over and work. This is what the real experience is like working on a skid steer. The way I found this was I had the cab tilted up dealing with another issue, and I noticed a lot of hydraulic fluid in here. Well, so I left the footwell out and cranked it up, and I seen where it was squirting fluid, and that's kind of a relief to me because I knew it wasn't a drive motor or something leaking. It's always a relief when it's not a drive motor leaking. Get over behind there. That's about got it. Try to get a little more on it. That's all I'm gonna get. Try to get a little smidgen more on this. That's tight enough. I'll show you all what I did. There's how I routed my hose. I went around under the pump and everything. I come up off the floor a little higher than the other one. See that other line? It went over here and followed this one right here. Went above it and down. I just 90'd over and took a shortcut under everything and come back up and tied into the manifold on the other side. Now I'll probably take and put some put a sleeve, put some kind of sleeve around this or some zip ties on it, just to keep it from rubbing a hole in itself or in something else. I don't want to be rubbing a hole in this return line. It's not that thick. It's about like radiator hose. But for right now, that'll do. I'm gonna crank this thing up and make sure it doesn't have an issue. I'm gonna fold the thing down. One more thing I wanted to say. The reason these rust out is because people don't clean the belly pan out often enough. And there was one owner before me, and when I bought this machine, it had mud and hydraulic fluid and all kinds of stuff about that deep in the floor, and that's why this rusted out. And one more thing, these nuts right here, factory they're 13/16. Well, when you go to a rubber hose, you wind up going to a 7/8. That nut's a little bit heavier duty for the rubber hose. I wish it wouldn't have been because it made it hard to get on. But that's what you get. That's what's available sometimes. Let me fold this cab down, start it up, and make sure it ain't leaking. This is a John Deere 320D, 2012 model. Okay, I've got a hot switch on my parking brake and on my hydraulics. This is it right here. You flip this switch and everything will work. Now a lot of people wouldn't want to do that, but that's my workaround. I'm fixing to wire that neater. Somebody else did that. A previous owner did. I've redone it underneath. All the wiring in the belly pin's neat. I'm fixing to rewire this switch right here up above the headliner and all, so it's all real neat. But, let me adjust y'all a little bit here. I'm gonna start this thing up. I hope it don't leak because I don't want it spraying hydraulic fluid on my camera here. No leaks. That's what you like to see. Now you may think it's kind of dangerous standing outside of the skid steer running it like that, but I've got the boom lock engaged. There's no way it can come down on me. See, I've got the lock sticking out, so it's certainly not going to come down on me. And I'm sure not going to pull in the levers until I run over myself. You got to have some common sense. I mean, a feller's lucky to have a hot switch like that, so you can stand outside the machine and operate it, you know. But anyway, if y'all have a hydraulic line that's steel inside of a machine, inside a dozer, track hoe, anything, skid steer, no matter what it is, you got a metal line, that line would probably cost you $250 at John Deere. That rubber line right there cost me $76, and the most expensive part of it was that 90-degree elbow right there. So anytime y'all fellers have a line rusted into, just go get you a rubber hose made, and, you know, try to be proficient about the way you route it, and you'll be in good shape. Alright, thanks for watching. Y'all, if it ain't too much trouble, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps me if you subscribe. I need more subscribers. I'm trying to get to 1,000, and I think I'm sitting at like 490 right now. And I know most of the people watching my videos are unsubscribed. They've never subscribed. I'd look at the analytics and see that my subscribers are not the ones watching. It's everybody else. So if you like the content, please like and subscribe. Thank y'all.